I think our meeting today is for us to review the entire security situation in the country. The president is concerned about what's going on, and we have reassured him that we're on top of our game. We're working extremely very hard. What has happened of recent is that there's a global push by terrorists and jihadists all over the Sahel area, and that pressure is what actually came into Nigeria because of the nature of our borders. And so we have, Mr. President has given directives as to what to do next for us to intensify all efforts, collaborate with all our sister countries around, because it is the porous nature that is coming there that is actually aggravating our own issues on ground. And so all our theaters have been enhanced, equipments have been bought. Mr. President has also given us much approvals for air assets and other aspects of security. And like we said, it's not only the kinetic effort, the non-kinetic aspects that is most important. The President is also looking at the aspects of also discussing with governors for their own support, buy-in in ensuring that we, dividends of democracy also extends to the communities to be able to stamp down the issue of insecurity. And we're working together. You can see we're together with the National Security Advisor, the NSA, the DGDSS, and all other ones. So we are working together as a team. And you can see us here, members of the armed forces, working in unity, including the police, to make sure that Nigeria is peaceful. And that is our mandate, and that we work towards. We want to appeal to all Nigerians not to get tired. And they should be wary of fake news. There's a lot of fake news that has been spread out, making it look, most of the videos being circulated are videos from other countries or old videos, making it look as if it is soon. And you know, you always want to wonder, why do some individuals feel happy when things go bad in their country? If Nigeria is destroyed, all of us will go down. And so it is important that we all cooperate with members of the armed forces and security agencies. If we see something that is going wrong anywhere in the country, let us report. Action will be taken, including our own personnel. If we see them doing what is not supposed to be done, they should take a report and we'll take action. We want to thank all Nigerians for the support we've been getting. Thank you.
And let me tell you, the alternatives are more disastrous, because if they take over, I can guarantee you nobody will be free.
Breaking news. CDS Musa hints at military takeover. The Cries bad governance in the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria. Here are the news in details. Wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world, you are welcome to Biafra Unite channel /television this very moment. Today's date is 20th of September 2024, and I have breaking information and video clip for every one of you listening to my voice right now from where you are all over the world. Biafrans and lovers of freedom, I want you to pay very good attention to this very news, because it's very, very important, I can assure you, my people. The Chief of Defense Staff of the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria, Christopher Musa, has decried the bad governance in the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria, under Mohammed Tinubu. Right now, he has hinted the military takeover, which everybody is already expecting in the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria. So without further ado, I want us to watch this very interview from Arise News Television that he granted this very morning. And after that, we will analyze it properly. He did not just hint at military takeover, he also decried the bad governance, and it did not end there. He also highlighted what the Zoo Janjaweed terrorist soldiers are facing, especially those who are here in the place they call Southeast, those who are fighting the Biafra Liberation Army, even though he never mentioned it. But before moving forward, let us watch the video and then we proceed from there.
So how do you respond to those who say the military is giving excuses, CDS? There are criticisms from figures like retired General Theophilus Danjuma, who says the military cannot continue to give excuses. There are criticisms from individuals like the Zamfara state governor, who says, you know where the bandits are. But as a state governor, he's limited. And so the federal government should do that. I mean, you answer to the federal government. So if you do know where the bandits are, like the Zamfara governor claims, and that there should be no excuses, like retired General Theophilus Danjuma is saying, how do you explain to Nigerians that these are not just excuses you are giving?
Well, we know that the armed forces of Nigeria is highly professional. We will never give excuses. We are only telling you the realities on ground. It's not an excuse that the whole network is 200 and something thousand square kilometers. It is massive. You need a lot to be able to address those issues. And then the worst part of it is that people need to understand fighting insurgency is not like conventional warfare. Conventional warfare, you know the enemy. Insurgency, you don't. That person that you think is innocent and doesn't have anything is the person that really want to kill you, is the one doing these things. Now, we know that they are in Nigeria. Where in Nigeria is another thing. Most times, because of the vast nature of the area, once people see them at a particular area, before the information is relayed to us, sometimes takes 4-5 hours, sometimes 24 hours. These guys are mobile. And because most of that area that you see is covered by forest, so by the time they go under the forest, even your surveillance drones cannot see them. So it takes a lot. And because they don't remain at a particular land, they are always moving. That's where we are seeking for the support of the individual, because people see them. And as soon as they see them, once they report that, we'll be able to take action immediately. Now, don't forget, fighting asymmetric warfare, military role is just about 20-25% of the solution. 75 to 80% of the solution is with good governance, because preventive measures are better than you being reactive.
Now, I want you to pay very good attention. He has started talking. Remember, he said 80% of it, 75 to 80% of fighting asymmetric warfare, it depends on good governance. Now, pay attention.
We're doing now is reacting to it because it has already been there. Again, we have social issues on the country. There's a lot of hunger, a lot of unemployment, a lot of illiteracy that is on. So,
you see, now he is hitting the government. He said, again, we have a lot of hunger in the country. We have a lot of unemployment. We have a lot of illiteracy. He is talking about the government. But remember, he is here to speak about military takeover. So let's continue.
It's easier. I can bet you in every week we take over thousands of them. But they still keep coming. Why? Because we have so many of them. We will have to look at population explosion. There are a lot of people that have nothing doing. And these guys could easily entice them, give them peanuts, and then they will be able to join them. And so that's why I said it's a holistic thing that we need to do. Now, I tell you, a lot of these locations where you have improvised explosive devices, these are the major challenges we're having now in the fight against insurgency.
Now he's talking about Biafra land, though he did not mention it. But he's talking about Biafra because that is where they usually talk about these explosive devices, IEDs and all that. So pay attention while we continue.
If your men step on any of these mines, the vehicle in it is destroyed, all the occupants are dead.
That is exactly what we have been doing to them, especially against their armor tanks. That is exactly what... Let's continue.
Now, how do you stop that? If we have good roads. If you have good roads, you don't have to worry about that. Your troops can really react as quickly as possible. Reinforcement is easier. Logistics could be moved quite easily. So you see, it makes it a lot easier.
He said to react to that is only when you have good roads. And who provides good road? The government. He is still hitting the government. Now let's continue.
Now what you do is that if you see a situation where you have terrorists maybe operating 10 kilometers away, because of these IEDs, you dare not speed up to go there. If you do that and you step on any minefield, you are gone. We do not have those modern IED, counter-IED equipment that could detect, probably using drones across. So what we have to do, we have to go on foot and cover every inch of the ground. So you can imagine trekking, scanning every inch of the ground for 10 kilometers. How many hours will that take you to? But men, the troops are doing the best they can. And I can guarantee you, we are committed. We'll continue to do what we're doing. And with the support of every Nigerian, it's important. And that's why I need to call on Nigerians. I've had a number of times people insulting members of the armed forces or the security forces. I think nobody will be happy with that. We are humans. We deal with the morale of the mind. If you are protecting individuals and you get those insults, it discourages you from wanting to do more. And that's why it's important for people to know that these guys have families. They're equally Nigerian. They will have been in their homes, at home, sitting out with their families. Some have not seen their families for months. Yet, whether it is raining, whether it is dust, or from wanting to do more, members of the armed forces or the security forces, I think nobody will be happy with that. We are humans. We deal with the morale of the mind. If you are protecting individuals and you get those insults, it discourages you from wanting to do more. And that's why it's important for people to know that these guys have families. They're equally Nigerian. They will have been in their homes, at home, sitting out with their families. Some have not seen their families for months. Yet, whether it is raining, whether it is dust, or whatever the situation is, they are sitting down there, they have sworn to an oath to stay awake so that Nigerians could sleep. I think the least we could do is to support them. If they make mistakes, yes, let's bring it, but let's not insult them. And I think that's the wrong thing for people to do. So I want to appeal to Nigerians. Let us come together, support them, because without them, all of us sitting there in our homes, eating and drinking, it's not going to be possible. And let me tell you, the alternatives are more disastrous, because if they take over, I can guarantee you nobody will be free. So,
did you hear that? That is why I was waiting for him. He said that the alternative is very, very disastrous, because if they take over, if the military take over, nobody will be free. Did you hear that? I have been hammering on this. I have been telling the whole world that Musa is gearing up to take over the rulership of the Zoological Republic. How many of you remember? Even not quite long ago, just a couple of weeks or months ago, I also talked about it. I told you that Musa, Christopher Muhammad Musa, is gearing up, is preparing to take over the presidency of the Zoological Republic through military coup. Although he is not the one that will actually carry out the coup. The younger soldiers will carry out the coup under his supervision. But during this time, both during the planning process, which is ongoing as I'm speaking to you right now, which has begun very long time ago, during the planning process and during the time to carry out the action, Musa will be completely omitted. He will be removed out of the picture. But immediately they succeed in doing this, Musa will come and take over the power, because it is well planned. The only problem they are having is Labaja. I'm telling you, the only problem they are having is Labaja, because Labaja is on the side of Tinubu. Labaja cannot allow military takeover, but Musa and his boys are seriously pushing for military takeover. How many of you remember how many times I have been talking about this? And I have even went further to tell you that Musa is preparing to take over in the Zoological Republic. How many of you? I want you to comment in the comment section if you are following, and if you keep history. I want you to let me know in the comment section. So let's continue.
Let me tell you, the alternatives are more disastrous, because if they take over, I can guarantee you nobody will be free. So it's very, very important. And that's why I want to make that very clear for Nigerians to understand that, because you have your sitting there in your comfort and enjoying yourself, you think those guys don't matter. They have families. If you go to hospitals, you see some of them amputated. Some have died. What happens to them? Always remember, put yourself in there.
All right. You have seen it. And remember when he calls on the Nigerians to support the so-called armed forces. Of course, when you say armed forces, he's talking about the Nigerian terrorists. When he calls on the Nigerians to support them, he is talking to Nigerians, not Biafrans. He is talking to his own people, Nigerians, not we the Biafran people. Because if anybody from Biafra land sabotages the effort of the BLA to neutralize these terrorists from our land and regain our independence and freedom, that person, I'm talking to you, who have made yourself willing tools to these criminals, these terrorists from Zamfara, from Sahel, from Borno State, from Maiduguri, coming down here in Biafra land to massacre our people, our women and children, and you made yourself available as a willing tool to sabotage your own people, you will pay the ultimate price. In fact, a man, not that you man none of Biafra land to spend the money, but a man none do will spend the other money. Mad people everywhere. Thank you, my people. To salo numozi akona apoto and make it go viral.
Tension in Imo State as government suspected to be headers shoot sporadically attack communities. Injured one. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wonderful people, lovers of freedom all over the world. Wherever you're joining us from today, you are highly welcome to this wonderful YouTube channel. This is our wonderful channel that gives you more and more information on everything happening in Biafran land. Now, on the issue of insecurity, the insecurity that the Zoo government has failed to address, the insecurity that they have actually caused and instigated by themselves and their actions and their evil way. This insecurity has eaten deep, in every part of the Zoological Republic of Nigeria, including Biafran land, as the case may be. And this is the issue of the Fulani herders. The Fulani herders, with fact, has proven that they have actually been working with the zoo government, because nothing I won't tell me, because how can the government continue to support these people, to push their agenda and to support their evil ways, in buying innocent people? This particular set of unfortunate people will enter a particular community, destroy people's farmland, rape by innocent women, and go scot-free. And the government will come out and defend these people. You see news on issues, on how Miati Allah and the rest of them will come out and still defend these people. And yet, this so-called DSS that has been holding the holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and fighting everything, to bring down Biafrans, will not say anything about it. The so-called police who have vowed that the Biafran Heroes Day will not hold in Biafran land will not do anything about these people. Yet, we claim that we are part of the zoo. I've said it times without number. When our people come to realize that they have no business in the zoo, the better for us. Because if you have that realization and known, to yourself, then you will support the freedom of Biafra and you will fight with everything you have. That is why people like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, people like Simon Ekpa and Joko are convinced, that they have nothing to do with the zoo. And this is why they keep on, despite what they go through, they keep on, doing everything to liberate their people. On that note, let us go into the news in detail, because another report has come concerning these unfortunate evil people, in Imo State. And honestly, I will always blame the Imo State government, for sponsoring these people, because Opus Odinjo have done nothing but to support these people. And that is why they have the liberty to move freely, buy innocent people, and go spot free. You cannot do that in the north. They will not give you that chance to do that kind of thing in the north. But let us go straight up and see how this one happened. The news. According to report by Vanguard, panic gripped Agwa and Amakohia Ubi community in Imo State on Thursday night as gunmen suspected to be herders launched a violent attack, firing sporadically and injuring at least one resident. The attack, which occurred along the boundary separating Oguta and Owerri West local government areas, forced many villagers to abandon their homes in search of safety. Eyewitness accounts from Amakohia Ubi painted a scene of chaos and fear. A resident who declined to be named said the attackers arrived in large numbers and opened fire without provocation. He linked the assault to ongoing tension over grazing lands and repeated incidents involving destruction of crops by cattle. There have been herdsmen attacked in Amakohia Ubi, Owerri West local government area since yesterday. Before now, they would bring their cattle to eat up crops in our farms, and our security men would chase them away. But yesterday, they resurfaced from our boundary with Agwa in Oguta local government area and began shooting sporadically, he explained. According to him, the fear of another assault left many residents, particularly those near the affected boundary, too frightened to remain in their homes overnight. One man was reportedly shot during the incident and is currently receiving medical care for serious injuries. In Agwa, another community member expressed frustration over what he described as the government's inaction and failure to address the persistent threats Look at what is happening. Anyone who speaks out about it becomes a target instead of the issue being addressed. There is tension and apprehension everywhere, and the authorities are not concerned, he said. The communities are now appealing for the immediate government and security intervention to prevent further violence and ensure the protection of lives and property. Okay, that is that on this issue. See, we've said this times without number that the government is supporting these Fulani herders. They are the one who is supporting, this so-called, insecurity, as they call it. Tomorrow, in fact, why the police haven't said anything linking this same attack to the IPOB, just the way they link every attack, instead of them doing the right thing by doing investigations to confirm. They term every issue of insecurity. Anywhere you hear gunshot, within this vicinity, they come out and tell you that the IPOB members are the ones doing it. Yet, the people who are causing these destructions of lives and properties, are still within them, their brothers and their sisters in the north. Now, the kind of courage these people are having is so baffling. It is so baffling and scary. Let me tell you people one thing. If not for the gallant men on ground, you know who I'm talking about. If not for the gallant men on ground who are vowed within themselves and with their chi and whatever they believe in, that they will make sure they apprehend and protect their lands. Honestly speaking, the greatest thing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did for Biafrans was, creating the Eastern Security Network, security outfit to help in curtailing these crimes of the Fulani herdsmen. That is the only reason why the ESN was actually created. And, just the same way Omoteku was created. But see the funniest thing, Eastern Security Network is proscribed. They are seen as terrorists, but Omoteku is not seen as terrorists. Just yesterday, the DSS official confirmed that the government is also working with the Omoteku, the Yoruba security outfit. Now, why isn't the government working with the Eastern Security Network? Why is the government seeing the Eastern Security Network and the Biafran Defense Forces as, terrorist organization? Why? This is just the same way we have vigilantes protecting and guiding the forest in Biafran land. The sole aim of creating this security outfit was just to curtail the issue of this Fulani herders. Years after so many years, we are still seeing, this same destruction, continuously. And my happiness is that now, currently, people are speaking out because everybody is now affected. Ndi Yoruba and Abazi also, they are running. People are running away from their land because of these people. The kind of courage these people have, they enter your land, they destroy everything. They wipe everything out. They destroy crops, eat it, use their cattle to destroy everything. And yet, you want people to relax and watch their properties being destroyed because you're who? The best way is to defend yourself. Self-defense will never be a crime. Forget about this whole gradizu you are doing. Defend yourself. If you don't, these people will make you a caricature, and that is simple. Yes, that is the information that we are getting today, coming directly from Imo State. Amakohia axis precisely. Nde madu na bazi also makande Fulani herders. This is what the government want. This is how the government have limited the people. Thank you once again for joining us. Share this video and make it go viral.